Hi, Leo. Welcome to, oh God, my eye. BTW, my contacts are old and the twitchy face. It's because, it's time for Princess to get new contacts. So, it's going to be a whole lot of that going on. Because it keeps feeling like there's something in there and there's not, but I don't know, I can't help it. But anyway, welcome to your December 2018 general reading. God, that's so annoying. But anywho, God, like my shirt is just going crazy and stuff. But anyway, welcome to your reading, Leo. My apologies. But I'm going to look at the general energies that you guys may be dealing with in the month of December. I'm also going to take a gander at what you should embrace or let go of going into 2019. Because as we know, this is the last month of the year. How awesome is that? But anywho, the other thing is that the month of December is also the channel's birthday. So on the 22nd of December, Soooo will be a year old. And in celebration for that, I have given you guys a coupon code that you can find at the bottom of this video in the description box to give you a discount on a personal reading with me. But also on the 22nd of December, I don't know how I'm saying the same dates, but somehow forgetting them. Whatever, don't judge me. Anywho, it's Mercury retrograde. But anyway, so on the 22nd, I'm going to be doing a live reading, but I'm also going to be giving a whole bunch of stuff away. So tonight, I'm going to set up the account for the little raffle. All you have to do is put your name and stuff in there. And then I'm going to pick people at random and announce the winners on the 22nd live. And I'm giving away free readings. I'm giving away decks, all kinds of stuff. So be there or be square. That was so lame. Anywho, so I'm going to jump into your reading. And I'm trying to be cognizant for the sound of the cards for the Leos, So it's like I'm being really like finesse like with my cards right now. Hopefully you didn't hear me too much. But anywho, Spirit, can I get a card for Leo of what they need to embrace or let go of? Okay, there we go. Surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. I don't know why I feel like you guys have gotten that before. I'm going to pick another one. Don't tell anybody. If you're cross-watching, too bad. Forget it. You didn't see this. This isn't happening. Thank you. Surrender to silence. I've laughed at this card before with Leo. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So very true, Leos. Whenever you guys feel like you're going through the ringer. And I kind of said this. I said this so if you have Taurus in your chart, this is applicable. I was saying, because for Taurus, the 3 cards that they got was surrender stress, surrender to flow, and surrender to play, right? And I was saying that it's in the midst of creative flow and joy, like play, right? As well as in silence that we can commune with spirit. Because if you ever wanted to know where God exists, that's where God exists. So silence is a super dope thing. So whenever you guys find yourself being a tad bit overwhelmed, because the sense that I get is kind of similar to what I had last month with you guys, which I think is the same card that you guys got in your November mid-month, if I'm not mistaken. So we're still kind of there, but it's okay. It's more or less needing to accept help if it's available to you. You know what I mean? And if it's not help from physical people, then it's embracing the love and support that comes from spirit, right? Because I think there were some people in the read last month that were asking like, what do you do when you don't have like a support system? And it's always knowing that if nothing else in the world, your spiritual team, God or whatever it is that you believe in, has you and is supporting and loving you, right? So the first card that we have for Leos is the World reversed. We have the 5th chakra in reverse. You just may have Taurus in your chart. That's a pretty crystal. Where'd that come from? Next card, whoa, you really may have Taurus in your chart. We have the 7th chakra in reverse. And we have walking away. I don't know if you guys can see those. We have hostilities. We have the storm warning in reverse. These are a lot of the cards that Taurus had. Ooh, then we have victory. We have the sun. That's you all day, day. And then we have caring connection in reverse. Ooh, buddy, let's see what's going on here. So, first and foremost, in your recent past, there's a cycle that wants to turn over, right? So there should be like a completion happening in your life. And I think we kind of talked about this before, right? Underneath it all, you guys are desiring victory. But I feel, and this is past tense, so there's like a fear of walking away, and that was preventing a cycle from turning over. How you guys would move forward would be through, because I feel like it's one of those situations where if you look at exterior circumstances to try to gain an answer or insight on how you should handle the situation, you wouldn't find it, because I feel like the situation is so kind of tumultuous in a sense, right? So it's one of those things, like if you think of the card, the 8 of Swords, right? Like in the original Rider-Waite deck, like the chick's there, she's all bound and whatnot. But she's surrounded by swords, which means that she's in like a mental space, like a torturing mental space. But as we see as the viewer, her way out is right in front of her, but of course she can't see that, right? So what would she do if there's no one around to help her? Well, noticing that there's a little stream that's leading like by her feet and out, it's like if she stepped onto that stream and followed it, she would find her way out without being able to see, like literally see. That's very much what this card would be in the upright, okay? So it's like when we're in situations that seem absolutely impossible, nothing is going in our favor, we don't have anyone supporting us, there's no way out, there's nothing but blockages, you know what I mean? That's those times that we need to go within into silence, right? Commune with spirit so that we can see with our third eye, right? And we follow the way out of the conflict through our emotions, right? Because the conflict or the blockage or the perception that there's no way out of the circumstance or situation exists in the mind, right? But to say that there's literally no way out of a circumstance is to put limitations on the all-knowing, all-seeing, all-being, you know? So if you trust in your higher power, you listen to your heart, you tune in to your intuition, then you can be guided out of whatever situation it is that you guys are dealing with, right? Because underneath it all, you're desiring victory, but because you can't see, you know what I mean? It's almost like if you think about a Page of Swords energy, right? Because this is your central issue, hostility. So it's like a defensiveness. So if you think about the Page of Swords and how, like, you'd be terrified to stand near the kid because how he's holding the sword, it's just like, what's this? It's a sword. This is interesting, right? If you think about blindfolding the Page of Swords, it's being in that situation. It's like, I feel like I'm in danger. I sense I'm in danger. But anything that comes at me, I'm just going to swing. I'm swinging at everything, right? And that's only stirring up more kind of chaos, right? But then it's, how can I say it? It's similar to what the energy that was getting picked up in Taurus's reading. So you guys very well may be connecting with Tauruses, or you may have Taurus in your chart. Because Taurus had an issue with speaking the truth about what was going on with them, but they were like sucking it down. But with Leo, I'm kind of sensing it in the reverse. Like there's something that's really bothering you, but it's like you're not necessarily speaking up about it, but as opposed to being like, as opposed to internalizing it, it's almost as if you guys are externalizing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you're defending yourself to protect yourself from this like proverbial tower storm type of situation that you sense is coming. But I feel like the truth is the thing that you're fearing is actually existing inside of you, right? And I feel like a lot of this is intricately related to a relationship. So this is a lot kind of like what I was talking about last month. And like I'm saying, it's like, I don't know. I mean, if a person feels like there's no way out or they can't walk away, I can't really say anything about that. You know what I mean? But the whole thing is here. You're fighting against something that needs to end, in so many words. Or even if it's for some of you who are kind of like, if you're still battle scarred from a past relationship, it's the lack thereof of healing that's preventing this cycle from turning over, right? It's the fact that you're not speaking your truth in relation to it. It's the fact that you're not listening to spirit on how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost trying to avert the crisis by being defensive. So it's almost like you're on edge. You know what I'm saying? But it's like in your head, it's like, I don't know, it's almost like real G's move in silence like lasagna. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost like you're defending yourself and you're not telling anybody what your intentions are, because it's almost like my master plan is, it's like, I'm going to fight my way out of this situation. But it's like, the situation is over. Like, there's no storm coming. The worst thing that you've experienced has happened already. But it's just almost as if needing to wake up to realize that there's nothing to fight against. Because it's like the worst is literally over. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for those of you who did leave a situation, I don't know, it's almost like still waiting for the ball to drop on some stuff. That's interesting. But this is related to a relationship that didn't work out, or a relationship that you're in that isn't, you know, there's no emotions. Oh, goodness gracious. Clarifying, caring connections is the Magician in the Mirror and the Victory card. So what this is saying to me is how to heal whatever wounds are bothering you in relation to this relationship that isn't working out, or hasn't worked out, or deciding to break up with this person, whatever the case may be. Oh, and I just heard another message. I'll get to that in a second. Is needing to face the truth about, the power that you really possess. So this is kind of going to the whole, like, feeling helpless thing, or feeling like there's no way out. It's like, there's always a way out, but it just doesn't seem that way because I'm not tuning back in with spirit or following your heart or your emotions. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like closing your eyes to really see. You know what I'm saying? And it's a need to come into the awareness of that. And once you do, then you'll have victory, right? Now, the other message that I heard, and this is interesting. So this is like for a Leo person who is sabotaging a relationship. And I mean like sabotaging your own relationship. You know what I'm saying? And needing to see how this is all like, okay, it's like a head game that's being played, but it's okay, let me say it like this. It's manipulative, but it's not like evil, maniacal manipulative. It's a strategy to try to get somebody's needs met, right? And if you're cross-watching Leo, it could be you too, but, whatever. But the thing is like, the way that you handle stuff in your relationship, like, because it's almost like your biggest fear is losing the person that you're with, right? But the thing that Spirit wants you to be aware of is that you are literally creating your own demise, because your way of trying to maintain control in the situation is through aggression, intimidation, right? Like putting a person in a position to where they're walking on eggshells or just leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in the middle of the argument, it's like just leaving at the house, getting in the car and leaving, or giving someone the silent treatment. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's how you're perceiving you can maintain control to prevent the absolute worst from happening. But the thing that you need to see is that you're creating it, because your heartfelt desire is to, have success and happiness with this person. But the means in which you're utilizing to achieve your success and happiness in this relationship is literally destroying it. You know what I mean? Because it's like your means in which to achieve that, which of course it's rooted in an insecurity type of thing. So this is more or less like a learned behavior. It's, you learned somewhere that this works, but clearly it's not. You know what I'm saying? But the way that you can prevent from destroying your relationship with these, outdated, little defense mechanisms and whatnot is by tuning back into your intuition and speaking the truth about how you feel. Because overall, this cycle of you responding to people like this, or using these maladaptive little, skills to achieve your means to an end, it's like the sun has set on that. You've hit the expiration date. And I think if you were really honest with yourself, you would see that there's a lot of relationships that have been destroyed by you doing that. Now, mind you, we got cross watchers up in this piece. So Leo, if this does not apply to you and this is your cross watcher or vice versa, whatever the case may be, just know, apply it wherever it needs to apply. Not trying to bash anyone. But the thing I'm saying is, in that case, the heart of all of this is the fact of you being afraid to express yourself, right? So it's a little bit of like me playing the God of my own life, because it's like I'm not listening to intuitive guidance because I think the way that I'm going about this is going to benefit me, and it's not. This is how you sabotage most of everything. You know what I'm saying? So, and I really feel like that's heavily rooted in a fear of rejection. And that's like the same thing that kind of came up with Taurus too. But it's just, as opposed to internalizing, like I said, you guys are externalizing. So it's a fear of losing someone, but you really don't want to lose the person, but you put the person in a state to where they're afraid of losing you in order to keep them from leaving. But the key is that only works for so long. Eventually, it's like a person's going to wise up, and it's like, dog, everything that I do is always wrong, can't do anything right, and they peace out. You know what I'm saying? So that's literally of no service to anyone. So the key is here, which I feel like scares the hell out of you, is speaking your truth and being honest about what you want, and meeting a person eye level, being at an equal standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Allowing spirit to guide you, because it's like literally, if you tuned in with your intuition, right, learned how to speak your truth, it's almost as if this connection could be completely reborn, because that's what the plan is. You know what I'm saying? But this is more or less like a forewarning for you guys. Not all of you, just this group I'm talking to. It's a forewarning that if you don't wise up, like if you don't admit to yourself what it is that you're doing and the reasons why you're doing it, you can end up destroying your own relationship. Straight up. And this can go, because it's a general read, so it's not just love. This could be your connections with your family. This could be connections with friends. This could be with your coworkers, anything. It's that the heart of this is rooted in the fact that this is a learned behavior of how you can prevent yourself from losing something that's important to you. But the thing that spirit wants you to be aware of is that this is how you prevent yourself from ever having the happiness that you desire, in so many words. You know what I mean? This is what keeps that far away from you. But, and like I said, this specific person I'm talking to is not like an evil, maniacal, like, I'm trying to destroy people's lives on some stuff. It's like, at the heart of it, you're really scared. You know what I'm saying? You're insecure. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know why parental issues have been coming up so much, but I just heard, like, dad. So I feel like for some of you guys, this is how your dad kind of ran the ship. And it's the assumption that that's the right way to do things. But, I mean, it's not, it's really not helping you at all. But I feel like the reason why this is coming out in this reading like this is because it's a spirit trying to help you to prevent you from destroying a relationship. And hostility is clarified by the garden and the gate. So this is exactly what I was saying. It's a fear. You stepping down and being honest and kind of like exposing your hand and saying, this is how I feel, this is what I desire, so on and so forth, and not really using the strategies to try to, you know, get your needs met. It's a fear of the unknown. It's like you've never done that. You've never disempowered yourself. So it's a fear of doing that. So you have the means to set yourself free from what you're doing, but it's kind of like, I'm scared to go out into the unknown, because it's more or less going back to those scared feelings you felt a long time ago. Because for some of you, it may not be childhood. It just may be a relationship back in the day that you got taken advantage of. So it's the thought of being afraid to relinquish these defense mechanisms, because it's the fear of, what if I get taken advantage of again? You know? What if they leave anyway? But the way that it's looking to me, I don't see that as the case. The only thing that I see that is not in service to this relationship is these little behaviors. That's what's sabotaging it. You know? And I feel like if someone is on the receiving end of this, and it's a person who's not trying to change anything, like they're not trying to speak their truth, and I mean, they're set in stone on this, on some stuff, I think it's time for you to face the truth about yourself as well as the situation. Because all of the things that you're desiring from this, it's not manifesting as that. And I think it's time for you to speak your truth and tune into your intuition in reference to it. Because either way it goes, and that's why I really look at like your oracle cards. Surrendering to silence and receiving love and support. I feel like receiving this love and support is receiving it from yourself as well as from spirit. Because that, when you do that with self, that's what's going to replicate throughout the rest of your life. And that came up in someone else's reading too. I think it was Taurus. Of like, other people treat us how we treat ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost a need to cultivate a loving relationship with oneself and to stop holding yourself back from the destiny that you really desire. You know what I'm saying? Because the defensive behavior, it's only creating more resistance in your life, and it's keeping you farther and farther away from what it is that you're trying to get to. But I feel like with you guys, I mean, don't be discouraged or anything, because like I say, the undergirding energies with all of this are very positive. It's just almost like with these being end of the year, y'all are going to get to, because I feel like you should get to. But anyway, with these being end of the year energies, right? It's like coming into that time where we're doing those end of year inventories on ourselves and our life, seeing what we set out to do this time last year and how well did we do on those things. Did you accomplish them or not? And because, like, and I've been saying that with everyone, I feel like 2019 is going to be a super dope year for like everyone. So it's more or less anything that's ever sabotaged your happiness in the past, it's like spirit is kind of bringing this to the forefront so you don't carry that into the next year and end up ruining all of the blessings that are coming towards you. You know what I'm saying? Just by, you know, old, outdated stuff that should have been dead and buried ages ago, you know? But anywho. So the first card that we have is Manatee. I really wanted to make a manatee noise, but I don't know what that sounds like. Accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. What you so scared of? What's the worst that could happen? I feel that so heavily from my little person that's sitting up here trying to control. It's like, what's the worst that could happen? If they leave you, they just was never supposed to be there in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Love is acceptance. Next, we have cat. Meow. You're like a giant cat, because lion, you know. Anyway. It's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your over-dependency on others. Yeah, that's for my two different groups right there, man. For those of you who are fighting for control, stop creating resistance. You know, because that, like I said, that's keeping you farther away from what it is you're trying to get accomplished. For my people where there's something that you should have walked away from, you know what I'm saying, or something that you walked away from that you're still energetically tied to, you know what I'm saying, and that's preventing you from moving forward because it's the false belief that you can't be happy without this person and preventing this new cycle from starting in your life. It's time to strike out on your own. Let go of your overdependency on others, right? For those of you who feel like you did not have or don't have family or friends that are supportive of you in your time of need or during the struggle, it's like, know that your spiritual team, know that God is on your side and that God is always supporting you. Believe that and trust that and know that. Know that whatever you do or whatever you elect to do or whatever direction you elect to go into, if nobody else in this world is for you, if no one else in this world in a physical fleshly body is supportive of you, know that spirit is always, will always be. So you're never really alone and you're never really trapped. But it's like if you want the proverbial salve to heal the wounds of your soul, it's a need to enter into your inner temple and commune with your creator, right? The one who is all-knowing, all-seeing, all-being, that has the answer to every question that one could ever ask of why, you know, can offer a way out of no way. So there's never a need to feel discouraged, you know? Things may be tough now, but it's only temporary, you know? So stop trying to fight battles on your own when you got the whole author of the universe behind you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to fight by yourself. I'll even go as far as to say that you're sitting here trying to fight battles when the war is already won. You just ain't get the memo yet, boo. But anyway, Leo, that has been your December 2018 general reading, my love. Speaking of love, your love reading is coming up. It'll probably be done sometime this week, depending on how quickly I can get through these. But, you know, my time management skills have been on fleek. So, just saying they might be a little sooner. But anyway, I love your face. Meow, meow, roar, 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 roar. Only true Leos know what that's about. Sorry, cross-watcher. That's not about you. Unless you're a Leo, then you know what I said. But I love your face, and I'll see you sooner than later. Deuces.